Welcome to the Concentric Home Solution Woodworking channel. My name is Michael St. Amy. If you happen to like this video, I would like to invite you to subscribe, hit the bell notification, leave a like and a comment. If you are a regular, as usual, I appreciate you. In this video, I'll be going over some new products that I just acquired. It's not going to be a review per se. I just got them. I haven't really used them. One of them is something I have to install in my table saw. This is just going to be an overview. As usual, I'll see you on the other side. I'm going to start with the blade. The blade is from a company called Oshaloon. I hope I pronounced that right. What it is, it's a blade for my Capex, and it's a specialty blade. It's a blade for cutting non-ferrous metal. In my case, I'm going to be using it for cutting the aluminum extrusions for my MFT bill. It's a 260 millimeter blade. And it's not much to see here. It's what you expect. It has some rubberized coating to protect the tools. And the arbor is 30 millimeter, which is the arbor size for the Capex. And it's ground to a TCG pattern, whatever that pattern is. I probably should look that up. And it's a 1 micrograin tungsten carbide tooth, which is pretty much typical. And it's supposed to be good for non-ferrous metals and plastic. So it would do aluminum, brass, copper, plastic, and more, they say. Now, its ability to do those type of things is based on the tooth geometry, which is what the TCG is all about. So we're gonna find out in the future if this was a worthwhile buy. I got this off of Amazon. So enough on that. Ain't too much to say. Other cool thing that I have been looking at this for a while, and I finally got my hand on it. I've seen it in stores at Peachtree Woodworking and other places. But one day when I was ordering some stuff, I just added it to my cart and got it. Basically, it does the job of a compass. First and foremost, you can use this for drawing circles. But the main thing, well, I said first and foremost, right? First and foremost is a scriber, but you can use it for doing circles. The cool thing about it is it has a flat back, so you can, if I wanted to scribe the edge of this to fit into a perpendicular surface like this, I would sharpen this pencil, of course, and I'll match them up to the point, match it up to this point, and I'll open it up to a certain, distance. And then in this case, if I was matching this to this, and those of you, who's into this type of stuff should know about this, but I could stay flat. It's very important that you're parallel to the surface that you're trying to mate it to. And that's the cool thing about just having a flat back. And so I will be able to scribe this. And then I can go out whatever means I want to use, a jigsaw, an angle grinder, a sander, whatever it is, and follow that profile line. And in theory, it should match up with that uneven surface. So that's the idea behind this. Now, it is out of plastic, and I'm not too sure about its durability. Just being straightforward with you guys. I've seen and encountered different type of plastics that, seem to be very durable, and I've been in contact with plastics that seems not to be that durable. And this, on first impression, seems to be more on the not that durable, at least for my first impression side, which is kind of disappointing because this is supposed to be a contractor's tool. It came with its own little pencil, but it broke in shipping. I wasn't gonna make a big deal out of it. I have tons of pencils, so I just stuck another pencil in there. And you have all type of adjustments. It's very flexible in that way. We'll see how it holds up, because in general, mostly all of the fast cap stuff I've gotten has been very durable, but something about this one, it seems kind of flaky to me. Put that aside. Along with that, here's something that I've been meaning to get for a while. Separate screwdrivers. I eventually gonna get one of those combo types, but I always want to have a set of individual, did I say pliers? Individual screwdrivers of various size. This one is a 6-pack, and it comes with 3 flatheads and 3 Phillips. The flathead, or slotted, we call it flathead where I'm from. I don't know if you all use the same terminology here, but back in the Virgin Islands, I was raised knowing this as a flathead. But the box says slotted. The biggest slotted is a 5/16. Then the next, then there is a quarter, and there is a 3/16. Okay. The Phillips, it comes in number 1, a number 2, and a number 3. Let's open it up. Always close these things when you're not using them. For you veterans out there, I know y'all know that, but you know, I gotta look at the least common denominator, which is people who are new to this type of things. I always hate these type of packaging. All of these products I got off of Amazon. And one thing that caught my attention about this particular set, make sure you guys can see this. Let's put all the flatheads together. Put this out here a little bit. Yep. Put all the flatheads together, and let's put all the Phillips together. One of the features I noticed about this that caught my interest is the fact that you could use a wrench to help with torque. I don't know how necessary that would be, but I got it. I just thought that was kind of cool. And this, not exactly Norlins, but the ground grooves into the various screwdrivers to give you added grip. I like that concept. It's on all of them except for this little slim or slotted. So I thought that was neat. It also has slots in each one of the handles so that you can hang them, I suppose. And I don't know why I would need this, but identifiers, like looking, oh, brilliant. If this is inside of a tool bag and you can't see the bottom of it, very brilliant. I could know off the tops, this is a Phillips, these two are slotted. Brilliant, brilliant Milwaukee. So that's kind of cool. It's also printed on the side. And the handle is not a perfect cylinder. It's done in a type of way that it makes it very easy to get a good grip on it. And It appears to be ridged and rubberized. The ridges are like raised rubber, so it makes for a good grip. If you got Rob's accessories for your MFT, he highly recommend that you use, I mean, that's a general recommendation. If you use the wrong size Phillips into a screw, it can actually damage the head of the screw. And in the case of Rob products, you pay a decent amount of money for them. You pay a premium for them. You don't want to, mess up your thing, especially it uses Loctite and so forth. So I would advise you to use the size head that he recommends for his screws. But here we are. It's a beautiful set. And they're gonna replace the beaters that I have in my tool bag. I will show B-roll of that. So now these are something that I could display in a beautiful Occidental tool bag rather than the rough looking ones that I threw in there. Enough on these. This one I'm about to show you, I have been waiting a while for it. I found it some time ago on Amazon, but I took too long to pull the trigger, and when I went to purchase it, it was out of stock, and it had been out of stock for months. And I specifically looked at it because I noticed some of the newer table saws was coming with a digital angle gauge, and I really liked that. So I was trying to figure out a way to get one on my table saw. So I was doing searches for digital angle reader with remote readout, something I could do aftermarket. I didn't know it existed, that you could buy it aftermarket, but I did a search and I found this. Give you an idea of what it is if you're not familiar. A few companies sell these little boxes. This is an eye gauging one. And what you do is you rest it on the cast iron of your table saw and you turn it on. Turn it on. It's showing an error right now because I have it off the table. And then you zero it if it's not zeroed. Yeah, you get a zero reading. I will show you this in B-roll. You get a zero reading, and then you can tilt it up like it's called. It's called a tilt box, and they're usually magnetic. You can put it against your saw blade, and at that point you can read the angle of the blade as compared to the surface that you zeroed it on. But as you see, this you have to put it on the table, put it on the blade. Turn this off. This is the same concept, but with the promise of not having to do that every time. So this is a remote readout, and it comes with a Cat 5 cable. And it's remote in a sense that this one, the readout and the electronics for the tilt gauge is in the same unit, and this is separate. And the idea is you mount this part of it onto somewhere on the tilting mechanism of the saw blade. And then you read the reading somewhere else remotely, somewhere convenient where you can watch it and look at the reading. So this will be permanently mounted, and you can always, if something goes wrong or you move the saw and your reference may have changed because your shop is uneven or whatever, you may have to calibrate it or when you change batteries. But other than that, you shouldn't have to be doing any calibration. Every time you return to it, it should already be zeroed. And you can go between 90 or 0 or whatever you want to call that, and 45 or whatever the case may be. So this is the Hope anyway. I'm not familiar with this manufacturer. To be honest with you, I don't even know their name. But there was the only one that had a product like this. And again, I got it off of Amazon. And I want to believe it's from overseas. Yeah, it's from the UK. And it's called a machine DRO, digital angle gauge. Thank you. It comes with 2 batteries. I don't know yet. I'm doing all of this in real time, by the way. I don't know if it requires 2 batteries or if they just gave you 2 batteries. Look like it's just 1 battery. Oh, you know what? I think both sides. That's kind of crazy. So you have to remove this. Okay. We'll see. Let's put batteries in here. Okay, display turned on. I want to believe there's one underneath here too. I mean, it looks like it. It really does. Only one way to find out. Okay, guys? If that's the case, I don't know why they would do that. Either that or, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it sure is. So it does use 2 batteries. So you got to remove the sticker with the specification information on it. Companies. Companies. Okay. You see, this is a sticker that tells you the resolution. And I might as well go ahead and tell you guys what the resolutions are. The resolution is 0.1, so 1/10 of a degree. The range is 0 to 360. Operating temperature is 0 degrees centigrade and 50 degrees centigrade, right? Celsius, sorry. 0 degrees Celsius and 50 degrees Celsius. And the voltage is 3 volts. That's the voltage requirement. And the operating current, I believe, is less than 85 microamps. If that means anything to you. Leave this sticker in here and try to keep that box. So let's open this and put the other battery in here. Now I hope these batteries last long, because y'all know how I feel about feeding batteries. Well, it's not too often do I change the angle on my saw blade, so I don't see why it wouldn't last a long time. It's not like my digital readout for... Oh, I see. It only uses 1 battery. They're using the same casing. I know that I knew in my gut that this whole concept didn't make any sense. It only uses 1 battery. the manufacturer, to save money, which, you know, I don't blame them, they're using the same housing for both sides. There's no contacts inside of here. So this cover is just a dummy. Okay. I was thinking it was so crazy for them to put the specifications over the door of the battery compartment. Okay. I mean, now it's not gonna stick, but hey, we'll see. If it starts to come off, I'll stick it on by some other means. Okay. Let's hook up the Cat 5 cable. I'm not going to be doing any installation today. I'm just showing you a little, because I haven't figured out how I want to do it yet. Let me see if I see. This doesn't do any, you can look at it, this doesn't do any tilting, doesn't read anything. It's just the display. This, on the other hand, you see when I tilt it, it changes. It changes. So I can zero it, and you see that's 0. And then I can tilt this and it will change. Brilliant. So now I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna mount it to the underside of the table saw to the assembly for the blade. I'll figure it out. But this is neat. I do not know if I have enough length of cable, but I'll figure that out. All of that I'll have to figure out. I'm not too sure. I don't know how strong the I'm not sure of how strong the magnets are, but we'll see. It's not that strong, but I'll figure something out with that too. But if this works out for me, I will be officially fully digital on my table saw. I'll be digital for my fence, and I'll be digital for the tilting of my blade. So this holds great promise, and when I install it, I'll do a video on that, and I'll do a video on it, let you know what I think about it. But so far, my initial impression, I'm impressed so far. So there you have it for this week. Can I think about anything else? For as our update, I'm still working on the details of the new top, so I haven't begun work on that yet. To be honest with you, I haven't even put it in CAD yet. I have a rough idea on a piece of paper, but I'll get to it. As I was telling you guys, I'm juggling many things in the background, so it's taking me longer to get certain things done. Just be patient with me, please. But here you have it. This angle gauge for my table saw blade. Screwdrivers. New saw blade for my Capex for cutting the extrusions for the MFT bill. And a scribing tool. That's what's new this week in the shop. I hope you guys enjoy it. And as usual, thanks for watching the video, and be safe in the shop. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to be notified when new content is dropped on this channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and drop a comment down below.